Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Dan,
And I'm Brice.
and we're reporting from St. Paul, Minnesota, GBGHSTUDIOS, where you have to remember to go big.
I'll go home.
We have a lot to address today. First off, we'll pick it up with the Vikings game in London.
Yeah. Pretty much they can't win unless they're overseas, huh?
Yeah, apparently, it was a fun game to watch. Two teams that needed a win, and the Vikings came out on top. It was the third game in a row where it looked like they were going to blow a lead late in the fourth quarter. But they got a big turnover, Brice.
Yeah, they did. A lot of things went their way in that game. It also helped that we had Matt Cassel behind the helm. So,
Absolutely. Cassel was efficient, 123.4 quarterback rating. I don't even think Ponder has had that combined in his career.
No, it's been stated and proven that he hasn't. So he hasn't reached that high. That's pretty much all you can say about Ponder, really.
Absolutely.
It's a whole remember the Titans theme, na 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 na, hey, goodbye.
Hey, goodbye.
Moving on from Ponder, I'm just looking forward to seeing Cassel start again going forward into this next week because, let's face it, Ponder's not starting. So,
he may not take another step in a Vikings uniform. I really wouldn't be surprised. We'll get that to that in a moment. I just wanted to break down a little bit more on the Steelers win. A big win. Simpson was huge with 124 yards receiving. Jennings finally got in the end zone with 2 touchdowns.
That was good to see.
It really was. He was, really singing high praises of Cassel before the game, and he got 2 touchdowns. And Peterson was a beast with 140 yards and 2 touchdowns himself. It was just a fun game all around.
Yeah, it really was. And it went a long way too as far as AP is concerned. They were saying he endorsed Cassel after the game.
Yep.
I'm not sure how I feel about that because I'm not one to be on the Ponder bandwagon at all, but it was kind of controversial in my opinion for AP to stick his neck out and say, hey, Cassel showed up big time, which he did, but you got to kind of have your ties to the starting quarterback as well. So
controversial is a good way to put it, but they got the big win and are back in the mainland from London the week prior. And breaking news from yesterday, Josh Freeman has been signed by the Minnesota Vikings.
How you feel about that?
I'm pretty excited about it. I'd say it's probably half and half as far as what the fans think. But I think more of the fans are in agreement that the Vikings really don't have a lot to lose.
No.
With the signing for 1 year, $3 million. They're $2.5 million under the cap before the signing, and I think they are in win now mode, especially with Peterson in his prime.
Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about that either. Jumping off to an 0-3 start, looking with terrible prospects as far as the quarterback issue is concerned. You really got to draw the line somewhere. Are you going to be looking down the road to be signing another quarterback that's already established himself in the league, or do you want to try your luck and go with someone brand spanking new, fresh out of college, who's got a strong arm, looking to make a name for himself? So it's a tough call. I believe there was, like you said, nothing to lose in terms of the Freeman call. It's 1 year. It's $3 million. Freeman has proved himself time and time again. He's been inconsistent, that's for sure, but he's got a strong arm. He can make the throws down the field that are going to be able to stretch the D, so that's all in all what we're looking for.
Yeah, he has a big arm, definitely a lot of potential, has been in the Pro Bowl. He had 27 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards last year. And we'll find out if it was a coaching issue in Tampa Bay, if it was both parties involved. It takes 2 to tango, but I guess we'll find out if Josh Freeman is ready to rebound here with Minnesota. Does sound like Cassel's going to start on Sunday against Carolina, but we'll have to see what happens after that. Well, definitely think Freeman will be starting. I think just the question is when. You're not going to pay a guy $3 million to sit on the bench. I think the only puzzling thing is whether or not where Ponder's going to fit in here, because right now we could technically say we have 4 quarterbacks if Joe Webb counts as a quarterback.
Oh, I don't know if he does or not right now at this point.
So I don't know if we're going to be calling Brett or what, and seeing if we have him on speed dial. But the pieces are in place. I guess we'll find out if Sunday if the Vikings are gonna salvage this season or not.
Well, what do you think the Freeman trade is as far as that concerns, or the signing, I should say? What do you think it's going to bring more to the table? You think it's going to be more explosive passing, or do you think it's going to be something that makes defenses shaky, not knowing whether or not they should stack the box or put guys in the backfield? What do you think it's going to bring to the table for us?
Well, I think it's going to open up holes for Peterson. I think they're going to try to pass a lot more. But he has the ability to run. He kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson. But we'll have to see. What about you? What do you think?
I would, as a Vikings fan, I would love to see the passing game explode. Mm-hmm. It's just not something that we've seen years past. I don't know, probably not since maybe the '98 season.
Yeah.
It'd
be nice to see him chuck the ball around. And,
ever since Moss left. So I mean, that's the last time the Vikings have really been a heavy passing team. So
But again, I think they understand they're a running team first.
Obviously.
But that balance. I mean, there's definitely potential there to have a nice balanced offense with, Freeman can get back to his glory days or his good year last year and the potential that he had and does have. I think it's a good move overall. Time will tell if he's the answer or if they're gonna tank and then draft a quarterback in the top 10 next year.
Absolutely. I think being a Vikings fan, I'm at a crossroad right now whether to want the wins or to just say just freaking tank. Find someone new and fresh in the draft. But having that said, it's just what do you want?
Yeah. Hopefully it's we don't want to be like a 7-9 or 6-10.
No.
We either want to make a run to the playoffs or be a 3-13 team because
right.
if you're in the middle, you're probably looking at a top 20 draft pick, which you still probably can get somebody good, but not that Teddy Bridgewater or those other guys that are going to go in the top 10. So, we'll see what happens. It starts this Sunday with Carolina, and it's almost guaranteed to be Matt Cassel behind center, and the Carolina Panthers also another 1-3 team. So 2 1-3 teams going at it at the Metrodome.
Yep.
On Sunday, Carolina coming off a pretty ugly loss in Arizona where they gave up 7 sacks. So Cam Newton. He had 3 interceptions in the game, and we'll just have to see. Hopefully, they can shut him down, and Steve Smith and all that. So, definitely a must-win again on Sunday, and hopefully they can get to the 500 mark at 3-3 with the Giants after that, and then let's play. So
definitely, I think it's doable. It's definitely a victory that can escape us by our own doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's just simply putting it. That's the only way we're going to lose this game is if we defeat ourselves. Contain Cam Newton, put the pressure on Steve Smith, don't let him get open.
Yeah.
That is simply all you have to do against Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the game. Hopefully they can build a winning streak here and win these next 2 games like they should. Again, Carolina and New York Giants, 2 teams that are obviously not going in the right direction.
Right.
But we'll have to see what happens. Obviously the Vikings are wish they were in a better position right now, but they are where they are, and hopefully they can get this win at home on Sunday.
I agree.
So we'll see what happens. But a lot happened this week with the Josh Freeman signing. Definitely an interesting move, and one that we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks if he's going to be starting or if they're going to stick with Cassel. We just don't know. But I do think I'm comfortable saying that Christian Ponder's days are probably over in Minnesota. I think this move was pretty, spoke pretty loudly as far as the direction they're going to go with Ponder. But it wasn't long ago where, a couple weeks ago where Frazier said Ponder was the guy, but I guess we'll just have to see where we're at in a couple weeks. But I do feel that Ponder's days are over.
I have to agree. You don't just toss $3 million to the wind. So Ponder, I'm sorry to say it, it was fun.
You can't say
while it lasted.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I can definitely he got a fair shot.
Oh, yeah,
This
absolutely
his
did.
third full season. He
Yeah.
definitely, had his chance to shine. He might be a good backup quarterback somewhere, but I think we've seen enough to agree that he's just not a starting NFL quarterback. At least not with here. Who's to say that
Yeah.
another team doesn't pick him up and he
Shows his colors there.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
maybe.
it could be the system, but
exactly.
who will know until the time shows? So.
Yep. So with that, thanks for watching. I'm Dan.
And I'm Brice.
Let's get a big win on Sunday. Go Vikes.
Skol.
Have a good day.